Hi, I'm Mary Mancusi.
And I'm Kristina Cook, also writing as Christy Astor.
And I'm Caridad Pineiro.
And we're here today to talk about the Romantic Times Convention of 2009. It's fast approaching. It's in Orlando, and all of us have the opportunity to be captains this year of various genre and other programs. So we're really excited to talk about those with you. Caridad, do you want to start? Talk about what you're doing this year?
I'd love to. Last year I was the captain of the vampire panels, and I'm repeating that this year. And it's really exciting because paranormal continues to grow in the marketplace, and vampires are as hot as sexy as ever. We've got some great new panelists, people who are kind of crossing over into the vampire realm from their other genres, some people who are kind of doing a mix of urban fantasy and cross-genre things, and of course some established people. We have the likes of L.A. Banks, who's a wonderful mix of kind of multicultural, as well as myself. We do multicultural kinds of vampire works. Carol Nelson Douglas, Angela Knight, Janine Frost, Jean Stein, Mary Acevedo, just a whole bunch of really established vampire writers, as well as some new people who are coming along, Jerry Smith-Reddy, Adrian Phoenix, and a whole bunch of writers who I think are really going to put together a great set of panels for people who just love the vampire genre.
That's so
and
great.
We're really excited about it.
And, you know, of course, vampires aren't just for adult romance readers. With the Twilight and all of that, teens are huge on vampires now. And so I'm actually going to be captaining for, I think, third or fourth year now, the young adult panel. So we're going to talk about taking, your romance fiction and bringing it to the young adult market, which is so huge right now, with such successes with Twilight and Gossip Girl and all of those, but we're taking it a step beyond. And one of my panels is actually called Beyond Twilight and Gossip Girl, and talking about there's a whole huge other range, and not to be following the trends, and seeing, oh, well, this is on TV, or this is a big book that they're having midnight parties for, with Twilight, and to find your niche and your unique place in the market. And we've got some great authors. Melissa Marr comes to mind, who has such success with her fairy series. It's so unique and beautiful and visual, so it's great to have her. We have Rachel Vincent, who also does adult stuff as well, and how she crossed over to the young adult market. And addition, some other like contemporary YA authors like Stephanie Hale, who does sort of like I think it's called Revenge of the Homecoming Queen, kind of like the Mean Girls kind of thing. So lots and lots of great stuff.
I'm doing the historical panels for the second time, and we have a couple really exciting panels and great panelists this year. We have Sally McKenzie and Jennifer Ashley and Charlotte Hubbard, same as with yours, some really established historical authors along with a few new voices. But one panel that I'm really excited about this year is one called The Historical Market, Giving Them What They Want. And we're sort of trying to bring in a lot of different viewpoints. So in addition to an author or two, a historical author or two, and we'll have an editor also on the panel, but we'll also have Kathy Robin, who's the senior historical reviewer at RT-Max. She's terrific.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
She really is. And then we're also going to have Jane from the Dear Author blog and Sarah from Smart Bitches. So that way we really want to tap into, because I feel like they really have their fingers on the pulse of what's going on in romance right now, that they hear a lot of feedback. They have, just a phenomenal amount of web traffic on their sites. So I sort of wanted to get them in there and have them talk to a broad audience of, it can be historical romance authors, aspiring romance authors, or just fans of the genre and other bloggers who just sort of want to hear, what is it that readers want? What is it that bloggers are hearing? What is it that an editor would like to see come across their desk, which is probably just a great book.
I think that's really great that they're opening it up to bloggers to come in and really respecting all the work they've done and all the research and into the industry. I think sometimes we forget about them, or we kind of hold them separately, but they really are part of the world. They love the world, and they just want to participate in it. So that's great.
Really, and that's really why we do it. I mean, in terms of hearing from the bloggers who are also avid readers, and I think that's one of the great things about not only including them in the panels, but getting out there and meeting the public, all the readers and booksellers and other people who come and sit and listen. because they're not only listening to you, but the interaction that we had last year was just absolutely positive. You left with a buzz because it was so nice to hear from the readers and other people what they were liking about the books, what they weren't, getting, as you said, a read on the pulse of what's working for them, and helping to build not only your own fan base, but hopefully helping to improve what you're writing by listening to what the readers are saying to you at these panels. And they just love talking to you, so it's a great experience.
There's lots of great workshops and all that, but of course that's only one tiny part of our tea. You know, my favorite part is the parties, obviously. You know, the Dorchester party, for example, which is the last party of the night, and not just because I'm a Dorchester author, I just think it's a great party because it's the last party of our tea, and everyone's, you know, ready to party, they're ready to get down, you know, they've done all the serious stuff, and it's just so much fun. They usually give away a gazillion free books. I think this year it's a beach theme. It's going to probably be by the pool because it's Orlando. I don't know about wearing a bikini, but I think it'll be really, really awesome. But you like to dress up, right?
I love to dress up. It's funny because, I mean, one thing I do like is that a lot of times my editors are there and we go to dinner or we go to lunch, and, you know, my publisher throws a party, and that's fun, that's great. But what I love is come nighttime, you know, the vampire ball and the fairy ball, that it's really fun, I think. And it gets to, you know, it's fun to let your hair down and actually put on a costume and be someone else sort of for the night. And those definitely are my two favorites, the fairy ball and the vampire ball.
Oh, yes, the vampire ball.
Well, they're definitely a lot of fun, and I think one of the things I've seen over the years is that I'm not so much of a dress-up person, but I love going out there and getting together not only with my fellow authors, but meeting new people. There's so many new people to meet. And what I've seen also is a lot of mother-daughters, you know, who are taking that time together to just really hang and be women together and enjoy, you know, the fun of all the parties, because they are spectacular. From the vampire ball to, you know, to the fairy ball to the last one at Dorchester. And then, of course, during the day, there's a whole bunch of fun mixers. There's always the military mixer that honors, you know, the men and women who serve the country and their families. And then, of course, other fun mixers that the authors hold. I'm going to be doing one with a whole bunch of my friends, a multicultural mixer that we're calling a street party. And it's a street party because, you know, it's going to be about community, because it's diversity, really. It's not just that we're all different ethnicities and races, but also all different genres. We got a real mix of writers, from contemporaries to paranormal to humor. And so, you know, it's going to be a street party to kind of get everybody in the neighborhood and having a fun time during the day. So there's so many things that you could do at RT no matter what time of the day or night it is, and that's just wonderful.
And speaking of activities all the day, of course there's the luncheons, like the awards luncheon, which is awesome. I remember 2 years ago I got to go up there and win an award and stand in front of everyone, and I was freaking out scared. But it's really great to honor all of the wonderful achievements that the romance writers have had over the year, and to see your friends up there and cheer them on, or your favorite authors, and, you know, it's just really great. I love that.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun, and especially when you see, you know, someone who's worked really hard to either get a first book published or something, and all of a sudden they're winning an award. There's nothing better than sharing that kind of celebration with somebody who you know, or even a total stranger. It's really, I think, one of the highlights is going to the awards ceremony. And then, of course, there's also the Mr. Romance contest, which is always a lot of fun for everybody, you know, and spending time with all the various cover models and the like as they you know, visit the lunches, visit the mixers, and, you know, just kind of hang out with a lot of the attendees. It's always a lot of fun to meet them. They're a bunch of really nice guys, beyond all the muscle and glamour.
I know. I was really surprised, you know, when they sit down at your table during the luncheons and they chat with you a lot. They're really educated and well-spoken and just perfect gentlemen. You know, it's really good that there's a brain in there, too.
That's what I like about the luncheons, actually, is, you know, you go to this table and you find a seat, and other people fill your table, and you might have a cover model to your right. You might have an aspiring author to your left, and across from you is a New York Times best-selling author. And it's amazing, like, you're best friends by the ends of the luncheon. And where else can you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great, well, where else, right? Is that you know, at the book fair, because I think that's one of the highlights that I have as a fan, going in there and kind of getting in ahead, because we're also authors, and meeting some of these, you know, people who you started reading when you were a teenager or something, and they're there and you could talk to them live, and then obviously sitting down and hopefully experiencing your own fangirl moment when somebody comes up and gives you that little squeal, you know. That's
I know,
always
when people do that, I'm like, wait, who?
Am I related to you?
like me?
Did my mom send you?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it is really cute, especially I get the opportunity because I wrote with teen books, and a lot of, like you were talking about, daughters coming, and they come up, and there's something for them as well at the book fair. I think there's something for everyone, really, you know, with 300 authors there. No matter what your genre or taste, or, you know, if you want them sweet, you want them sexy, there's something there in that book fair for you. Now that you know all that's in store for this convention, the parties, cover models, book fair, authors, editors, bloggers, all the rest, I know you're dying to go, right?
Right. You know, the place to be is in Orlando, Florida from April 22nd to April 26th for the RT convention. Bring your family and come to Disney as well.
And if you'd like more information, you can visit the website. It's www.rtconvention.com.
We'll see you there.